Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Film Seizure as we enter into November. You know, it's kind of, it's political season, November. You know, it's when you go to the polls and what have you. I guess if you're listening to this, you're probably a day too late now. So, womp womp. But in the spirit of both the idea that, some states are electing governors and the recent passing of a film icon, we are going to talk about 1976's All the President's Men, directed by Alan J. Is it Pakula or is it Pakula? Is it Pakula like Dracula? Because that's what I'm going with.
I would have pronounced it Pakula, but I probably would be wrong. Who knows?
Okay. Well, that's Jason Oliver. Jason,
hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right. Let's see if there's a...
How's your schemes going?
Pakule. Wait, that can't be right. Pakula.
All right, well,
it's Pakula.
Okay, there you go. So Pakula. So Jason, how's everything going? Are you getting a lot of good rat fucking done?
Yeah. I'm
good.
a master rat fucker.
Nice.
I've only seen all right. So Pakula.
We're stuck. Let me introduce Chuck here real quick while you ponder that pronunciation. Hey Chuck, how's it going?
Good. It's actually pronounced Chakula.
How about Cholula?
No, just Chakula. Or Chuckula, if you want.
Chuckula, yeah. All right, Chuckula, like Dracula. Jason Love, what's going on? What are you pondering as far as this?
I'm just looking at Pakula's filmography, and there are a lot of his stuff that I've seen, at least not in his early career. I still haven't seen Clute.
I
think it's Clute.
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I've never heard it pronounced like that.
It's Clute?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We're really just kind of just spinning we're spinning the stopwatch here because this is going to be a really difficult movie to talk about this week. So
I know we're just going to talk about this name for an hour.
You're right. We're going to mispronounce it.
I haven't seen Clute, but that's a pretty big one. I have seen The Parallax View.
I like that one.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. And I had seen this one, All the President's Men. It's been a while, but I had seen.
Are those next three the Paranoia trilogy?
Yeah, those are all three of I guess the Paranoia trilogy. And then I've never seen Sophie's Choice, but I have seen.
I know what Sophie's Choice is. I don't know if I want to watch it.
Yeah, I know what it is too. I have not seen it.
That's some tough. That's some tough subject matter there.
But the last four movies of his career, I did see. Presumed Innocent, Consenting Adults, The Pelican Brief, and The Devil's Own. I've seen all of those. So I'm well versed in late career.
Pakula.
Scott Bakula, Dracula.
He also produced
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Strikes Out and To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah. Interesting.
I was going to mention that, but
yeah.
Like, how have you guys not seen Sophie's Choice? That's like a.
I mean, I know it, but I don't.
I know, but it's an award. It's an award movie. I feel like you guys usually.
It just never appealed to me. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, not that I don't like Meryl Streep. I'm just not a huge fan.
I'm not really either.
I don't seek her movies out.
Girl.
But on top of that,
I just wait. The AI says it's Clute.
I don't.
But then there's two different. There's two different.
I've never heard it pronounced this.
Hey, listeners, if you know how it's actually pronounced, just drop us a note on the YouTube video,
movie,
please.
I would know.
Right.
Right. It's probably Clut.
Oh, Chuck, you dumb clut. Anyway.
Rude.
So let's
Excellent clip.
let's talk about all the presidents mean men.
I get that reference, by the way, Jason. I get that reference. All the presidents mean, yes.
Yes. So obviously this is based on the kind of, I mean, I think it's fair to say earth-shattering book by Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Was the book earth-shattering, or they'd already done that?
It was the book came after.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the report, all of their writing, whether it's the articles or the book itself, pretty massive in a time where it was really, really, like, if you think it's hard for people to call out when a political figure is doing something wrong today, it was near impossible to get anybody to really face the potential of something like what happened with Watergate to be accepted by the American public. And it was also pre-information age too. I mean, it's like there's even a line mentioned about how 58% of the people had never heard the word Watergate in 1973, months after it happened.
See, it's also interesting that the book was not actually written until Robert Redford expressed interest in purchasing the film rights. And it's notable for the fact that the book is more about their investigation and subsequent, uncovering of all the facts that they wrote about. So they're more like characters in their own story in the book.
Which incidentally is what the movie is.
Right, exactly right. Yeah.
Yes.
But the book goes beyond the point of the end of the movie.
Oh yes, that's very true. The book goes much farther beyond, because obviously the movie ends and he's just become, just being sworn in for a second term. He hasn't even resigned. Like it hasn't crescendoed their reporting. That's why they're all still typing at the end, right? I don't know why that is the case, other than they didn't want to make a 4-hour movie. Probably.
They were like, this is already a taxing movie to stay up with. Let's maybe cut it off here and then do the epilogue.
Well, yeah,
typewriter stuff.
But it also feels though that they were spinning their wheels, much like we were at the beginning of this episode, trying to announce Pakula, with all of the showing them go back to houses over and over and over again. Like there's so much that felt like filler in here that you could have spent another half hour on resolution or denouement or whatever, and cut that stuff out. I mean, I
will say that the stuff that some of that stuff that you had mentioned there, though, I do kind of think lends to the what am I looking for here? It feels like a real thing, right? Like it feels like, oh my God, we're with them. We're right at the precipice of breaking the whole thing. And then now we're getting shut out, and we're feeling like the characters feel. And
I mean, yeah, I get that. You could do that in other ways, but I know I do get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like, I think it's the publishing of the story that I think the movie decides is the climax, right? It's going from not having enough to really do the due diligence of journalism to having just enough to take one person to make the decision of, we're going with it, or sorry, I can't accept this. And it's a leap of faith for that character to make that decision. And I think that's when they decide that's the crescendo. That's the actual.
Yeah, the end of the movie is when they deliver the blow that takes out Nixon. And then their part in the story is basically done at that point. Sorry,
they presented the facts. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's more to come, but
not much from them. Like, as far as, like, uncovering...
Are you sure about that?
Pretty sure they don't uncover much more than what that final story does. But I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not an expert on Watergate.
I am not either. That's why this
movie
is so difficult to talk about.
This movie does not... I think one of my only complaint about this movie is I know nothing more about Watergate than I did going in, which is already a Herculean task to know much about Watergate, about what's really going on.
I mean, the conspiracy was so vast, right?
Exactly. It's so much.
They were struggling to, like, figure out who the five... basically that's the movie, is them trying to figure out who the five people were that controlled a secret fund within the committee to reelect President Nixon that was being used for rat fucking Democrats. And rat fucking in the context of this movie is in varying degrees of severity, digging up dirt, smearing the good names of Democratic candidates, and making sure that they were getting the outcomes they wanted in all sorts of elections, not just the presidential election, but in down ballot primaries and elections for probably several years. This was going on. The first like kind of historical thing they mention is the Ted Kennedy scandal. I always fuck that up. How's that pronounced? Chippequiddick, yeah.
So there's that, but they also mention that they hurt Hubert H. Humphrey's presidential campaign by saying he was going out with call girls.
Yeah. They were kind of just...
So that may have actually been before Chippequiddick.
It could have been. I mean, that would have been... Well, he was a primary candidate in 72.
Wasn't Humphrey who Nixon beat in 68?
Could be, yeah. I think he was still a primary candidate, but yeah.
Well, sure. But like, he was well respected governor of Minnesota, and, from the incumbent party.
Yeah, he was the nominee, Democratic nominee. So yeah, probably goes back to his first term. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, why?
And then Ted Kennedy was ascending, and then that got derailed by Blowout. By the movie Blowout.
Yeah. I mean, he did fuck himself a little bit there, but...
Well, yeah. But I mean...
But everything they could to make sure that never left the...
That never went away. That never went away. I mean, it
never
went away until he died.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Very successful senator, but he didn't have to win a national vote. It was hard for him to lose in Massachusetts.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, this is, and then in leading up to 72, it's Edmund Muskie that Nixon needed to get rid of because he's leading in the polls. McGovern is a bad candidate in comparison that Nixon was going to effectively landslide.
Yeah, he did.
And
huge landslide.
Yeah, and so they had to, so like, so yes, there's this whole plot of this guy moving from primary to primary to primary, hurting Muskie for McGovern.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's it, right? And the movie opens with the burglary, the break-in at the Watergate National DNC headquarters, with the flashlights in the building and all of that. It's like, I don't know why, but that's always like the enduring image I have of Watergate is the flashlights, in the building, which no one actually even saw other than the one guy who was part of it that was in the other building on the walkie-talkie. Right? Maybe it's because of this movie. Probably is.
Well, didn't somebody see that they broke in and saw the lights, and that's why the cop showed up?
The security guard.
Security guard saw the door. They showed that in the very beginning.
Yeah,
He opens the door and there's tape. Yeah, I don't know if anyone saw the flashlights or not. Maybe, but I think it was open door, is what they said.
Gotcha.
And they were responding to that.
And F. Murray Abraham, in a very small part, is the cop that gets called in to show up to bust the place, while he's apparently just in plain clothes with his partner. Were they undercover or something with somewhere else? And it's like, yeah, sorry, you're the only people in, it's like...
They were at a baseball game or something. I don't know.
Something, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, you're the only guys in the area. It's the old Star Trek thing. It's like, you're the only people in the area.
Yeah.
And so you got to go deal with it. And so, yeah, they have to bust in to do the arrest.
And one of the burglars is Dominic Chianese, who was he became super famous. I think it was in Godfather Part 2, but he became super famous as Junior in The Sopranos late in his career. He was he was Tony Soprano's uncle.
I mean, everyone that worked a movie in the 70s is in this movie.
Pretty much.
So many. But James Cameron's in there somewhere. There's a lot of people just pop up.
Can I say something real quick? I don't think it was mentioned, but this movie was this is the first week of a 2-week memoriam for Robert Redford.
Yes.
We did not mention that in the front, so I just wanted to get that in there.
Yes.
This is one of 2 Robert Redford films we are covering, and this Robert Redford film I'd never seen before, and a part of me feels like I still have not seen it.
Well, this is...
I don't want to belabor the beginning.
No. I mean, I have not really seen this movie either. Like, I've seen bits and pieces. I certainly know of it. It's always kind of been in the zeitgeist, if you will.
Sure.
But I hadn't really seen it, and I had a feeling I was going to have to be on my toes, and sure enough, I was right. But my main, and like I said, it's like my main complaint is that this movie doesn't really tell me exactly. It doesn't give me enough information to feel like I feel confident in understanding all that went into Watergate. It's like, yes, the rat fucking stuff is one thing, but it's like,
I'm still confused if they were planting bugging stuff that night or if they had already planted it and were taking it out when they got caught. Like, I still don't know if they got information from Watergate and were trying to get out unnoticed.
I don't know.
Like, it really doesn't tell you anything.
No, it really does. And it is treated as a burglary, though, not as a illegal entry or anything like that.
Right. They were even indicted as
burglars,
second-degree burglars.
But that is part of the cover-up, right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it was yeah, I guess, but at the same time,
I assume everything that sorry, go ahead.
I mean, at the end of the day, like the state prosecution only went so far in their investigation. So yes, probably some cover up happening.
Yeah, he said we were taking orders, and and he's like, from who? Like, obviously, that's who's guilty here, telling you only to do so much on this investigation. But I mean, the stuff still goes on to this day.
What I found interesting is how the FBI was investigating it independently, how the Attorney General was investigated independently. Remember those good old days when they were acting as independent branches of the government, not branches of government, but independent entities, not under executive control. Those were good days.
Right.
Dude,
well,
And even,
well,
if, there, and
remember,
even if there
days-
were, and there always has been politics within those branches, there were good people within those.
How about the days where everyone
entities
clapped
where
for the president? That video in the very beginning when he walks in, the whole floor is clapping for him,
Right.
both sides. I'm like, holy shit, this used to happen.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
those are the good old days too.
Right. I mean, in a way, yeah. There's no.
Do we have any Hal Holbrooks out there anymore?
Right. Well, I mean, we could have. Yeah. It's like I can think of one time in particular, which the Justice Department did absolutely nothing and probably made things worse. You know, it's like you don't let the people who break into the Capitol go that easy. Sorry, but you don't. And it's like that was a failure on the Democrat side this time around to not, like, there was obvious a desire to not push that any further. It's
Well, I
like,
mean, there's a Watergate story there too. We just don't
absolutely, yeah. I mean,
know.
so there's
don't know the truth of it.
Well, we're in the middle of potentially the biggest Watergate story of our lifetimes right now,
Yeah,
and it's called the Epstein Files.
yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
We'll never learn that. We'll
know.
never.
We'll see. My question is like, if there are files, why aren't they just destroyed or altered, or like, what is the paper trail on shit like that?
Well, I think they have been filed and destroyed and altered, and
Is that why they won't release them? Is because they've been destroyed? They don't want to get caught.
but they tried to tell us they were destroyed. They tried to tell us that the former administration's DOJ was in there destroying them, right? Or whatever, CIA, FBI, I don't know. And then they were on Pam Bondi's desk. And then Pam Bondi's like, I've never seen him. And they don't
after
exist.
saying all the awful shit that was inside of it.
Wait.
Yeah.
We've got to take a look at these a little closer. Redacting the word Trump a whole bunch of times. Yeah.
And then I try not to get into conspiracy, but then Charlie Kirk called for him and he got shot. And both sides are blaming the other side for his murder. Like, I think as long as we are conspiring against each other, which is what the desire of any government probably wants, its people hating each other.
Absolutely. That's called class warfare.
We won't
That's
find
the number
out.
one problem in this country.
We won't find out truth, but like, nobody's willing to end that. It gets worse every year.
Well,
The
no,
class
as
warfare.
long as, long as the
class warfare, it's
it's never going to end as long as the people manipulating that keep getting fat paychecks from it.
So back then they actually had a semi-unified government, right? When the Watergate scandal happened, like unified in the sense that you could work across the aisle, but there was more
interest. There was more interest in making sure that people were getting taken care of.
Sure. I mean, but it also made the cover up kind of easier because both sides could work on
but
that.
it also made the downfall of Nixon easier too, because they could say we can no longer ignore this, step down, or you're fucked, basically.
Well, I think it's interesting you bring up class warfare, because I think in a lot of ways the modern class warfare waged by the presidency was started with Nixon, the Southern strategy.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know, I mean, it really did. I mean, this was like truly kind of like the beginning of that, the end of that civility, Chuck, that you were mentioning. Yeah.
I mean, there was performative civility, right? I mean, like, there's always going to be to this day, you'll find some 88-year-old senator who can barely not shit his pants say, my friend across the aisle. They'll still say that. And then you'll also have people who are like half that person's age and half that person's, like, I don't know, decency, say that guy over there grooms kids. So, so it's like there are still some old farts that believe in the performative civility, but then there's also that's not going to be around much longer. Those guys are going to die, and it's going to be left to the cackling CrossFit monkeys. Marjorie Taylor. some lady
we
from
shouldn't
I mean, whatever.
We shouldn't fully get into this, but that shit is interesting because there's like even Marjorie is like pulling away in some senses. That's
It
like
is interesting.
interesting.
Well, because she sees because she wants to be governor of Georgia.
Right. She's making a political play, but
Yeah.
I think
She's
some
not
of
any
her is
better.
telling the truth, though. Some of her
Well,
is telling
but-
truths now where she wasn't before.
Fair enough, but she's no better than she ever was.
None of them are, Jeff. None
No,
of
no,
them
they
are.
aren't. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. But anyhow, so yeah, I mean, like Jason, you made the point that I was about to make, which is this is really kind of the beginning of a problem that still exists today. It's just changed the skin suit that it's wearing.
Does it impact this movie? Does it impact what's happening in this movie?
I think
Like an honest question. Not.
I think what was interesting to me about watching this movie was how things have changed but stayed the same.
Yep.
Right. Even like when they're doing the interviews and the one was like, "Do you have no concept of loyalty?" And I'm thinking, "Oh my God." Right. It's like
Right.
loyalty above all else, even the Constitution. Right. I mean, we're dealing with that in spades right now.
Sure.
Well, there's also the when they publish the paper and then somebody gets on TV saying that the Washington Post is politically motivated.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's motivated to tell the truth. You just don't like the truth, so therefore the politics are
I
one.
really enjoyed the nuance of the denials as well.
Oh yeah,
Is good
Right?
stuff.
It's really good stuff. Like the newspaper stuff, which is mostly this movie is newspaper stuff. But I really
yeah.
enjoy like even just beyond the investigation, that upper level deliberation, right? And also
That's some of my favorite parts is when
the
they're in the room.
ethical,
Yeah.
the ethics of what we can publish and the lengths you have to go to confirm your sources, right? Like, I don't believe that journalism has gone so far down the drain that still doesn't happen. And I think that politicians have continually disintegrated this country's trust in the media. But I also think that there's good media and there's bad media. There's like entertainment media and there's newspaper journalism that is trying to be ethical but we
they're
also have like
starting-
corporate interests who are
exactly.
also
I mean,
like creeping in. So it's like this
Yeah,
death
the owners are
this
Jeff
death of
Bezos.
journalism
Yeah.
where I do think there are good journalists still trying to do good work and ethical reporting, but they're just like bombarded from all sides.
oh, and now you've got people getting installed into positions that they shouldn't be installed in. Like Barry Weiss should not be running CBS News. She's not a reporter.
Right.
She's a columnist. She's not a reporter. So what is going to be her journalistic ethics that she'll expect CBS to carry forward with?
It's
I'm
kind of
gonna
like-
guess not good.
It's kind of honestly like the genius of Fox News, like the evil genius of Fox News is not only
just-
like it created an echo chamber of partisanship, right? And rat fucking. Let's be honest, it's the rat fuck network.
Yeah.
But it also because it's the rat fuck network, it was able to get its little fucking evil tendrils into all senses of media. And contaminate it so that what can't you trust, right? It all
I mean, it's
just,
contaminating NFL Sundays right now.
right. It contaminates everything. So it was allowed to have this presence of honestly libel and slander that went unchecked for years to the point now where it's like unstoppable.
Well, we all
As long
pay
as
them
they,
too.
as long as they called
And it's an
themselves
avalanche of
entertainment,
shit.
as
Yeah.
long as they called themselves entertainment instead of news,
But even then,
they're allowed to get away with it. No, I mean that word
honestly-
alone is telling you it's not news, right?
people did not do enough to attack.
No, I mean,
sure.
There's two things that need to happen. One, we need to change the law so that when I pay my Xfinity bill, I'm not giving more cash to Fox News than any other station that I pay for. Number one. All of us do it. I hate to break it to if you have Xfinity, if you have any cable,
Well, dude,
you pay more for Fox News than you do anything else.
That's the least of my worries of where my monies are going. I think about all my taxes that I pay and what it's going to.
Right. But number two,
disgusting.
yeah,
Elon Musk covered it all.
Sure did.
Sorry.
He's epic meme man, fixed it all. But number two, the other thing that needs to change is there needs to be a law that says you cannot lie to people on anything that you're trying to present as news. It doesn't matter if you say you're entertainment or infotainment.
Right.
No,
well, there's plausible deniability in everything.
They need to get rid of that.
I agree. I'm just saying.
You can't do that. You can't do that shit in Britain.
That shit does not fly. That should not fly.
No, but anyhow, but the one thing I will say is like Chuck, I do agree with you that it's like the scenes that I found the most compelling were when Jason Robards, Martin Balsam, and Jack Warden with Hoffman and Redford off in the corner, kind of just waiting for the decision. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who are like, well, I don't know if we really have what and it all is being passed up to the, to like the main editor or the publisher to have to be the one who says, I'm going to put my balls on the table or I'm going to slink away from this.
Well, when he first sees their story, and we're jumping all over the place, but when he first
I don't know if we can, there's no way we can tell this straightforward.
But when he, Jason Robards, who's fucking fantastic in this movie.
He's an Oscar winner.
He's my favorite part of this movie.
He won the Oscar for it.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He did.
He deserves it. It's incredible.
He was a back-to-back winner. He won the next year for Julia.
Nice. Well, I mean, he also serves as like some cohesion in this movie where you really have none. But when he first sits down with their story, they're all sitting at the desk, and he comes over and he picks up the red, the teacher pen, and he's like crossing everything out. He's like, no. You don't have proof of this. You don't have sources for this. You don't have sources for this. He's like, bury it in the middle. I'm like, that's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And then Robert Redford's
stick it
like,
somewhere in the middle.
yeah. And Redford's like, throw it in the bin.
Stick it inside someplace.
we have to get front page with this. So we have to keep working. Yeah. If this gets stuck in the middle, it's over. Our story is over. Yep. That's really good stuff. And Robards is really good. I think, with the except Stephanie and I both commented last night, whenever fucking Hoffman read a number in this movie, I thought of Rain Man. Whenever he reads a number, I'm like, that's Rain Man. He's excellent in this movie. Redford is pretty good.
Yeah, he can't type for shit. He's worse at this than I am.
Dude,
he's picking and pecking at it, yeah.
When he hunts and pecks in the beginning, the sound that they use for that, I'm like, I feel like I'm in a boxing match with a typewriter.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right now. And I get it's like, this is a hard-hitting story we're about to tell, right? Like, yeah. I assume that's what they're going for there. But.
Well, what I like about Hoffman and Redman as Woodward and Bernstein are that
Redman,
yeah, Redman and Hoffstein. But yeah,
you mean Hofford and Redman?
Redwood.
Yeah,
we're all out of.
At one point, didn't Robards yell out Woodstein?
I think so.
Yes, he was
to call them both in.
Yeah, Woodstein.
He did the first romantic name.
Yeah, right. He shipped them hard. Yeah.
Yes.
But no, what I like about Bernstein and Woodward are that neither one of them could tell the story. They needed each other and their eccentricity to make it work. Like, because like Woodward is the polished, congenial interviewer. He can ask the questions. He can get into the room with somebody that will tell him something.
He's also the ethical
He's the
we
ethical
need
one.
all the information for this. Really,
Right.
honestly, Hoffman, all he is a bull that can write words really well.
He is the better writer, but he's conspiratorial as fuck.
Yes, he
And-
is, but he's also a
he
bull.
needed
Like, he will get them into a room they wouldn't normally get into.
Right.
Yes.
He's not as disciplined as of a journalist, but
Which is
but
funny
he's the
'cause
better
been there
writer.
forever.
but he could write the shit out of a National Enquirer article.
Right. And but the thing is, it's like Bernstein could push Woodward to think more outside the box, and Woodward would deliver the information that could be written really nicely by Bernstein.
Did you know that Bernstein was dating Nora Ephron?
Really?
No.
Yeah.
He was raised in a Jewish communist family.
Did you
That's
know?
crazy.
Him and Nora Ephron, Jesus, I don't know what's called Epstein. They those are romantic mashups.
Epstein, get in here.
They did a pass on the script as well together when the first original script was written. Yeah, after it was.
Interesting. Did
Also,
you know?
Sorry, one other really weird thing.
Is it
I'll shut
William
up for a
Goldman?
while after this. Did you notice it was a Robert Redford and Alan J. Pakula film? Yeah,
Yes.
that was interesting to me. I don't know that I've ever seen.
I've never seen it build like that when Redford was not a producer on it. But I have a
direct
feeling.
it?
Well, I wonder if it was
it's his production company. Wildwood Enterprises was his production company. He was the one who bought and optioned the novel.
But he's not listed as an individual producer on it. It's Walter Koblenz who's the producer.
That's weird,
but
yeah,
it is it is weird to see his name that way.
It was it's clearly the most driving creative force on it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was strange.
I was because when I saw that pop up on screen, I immediately pulled up the Wikipedia. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
What?
Well, did either of you do a double take when you saw William fucking Goldman wrote this? The guy who wrote the Princess Bride book?
Oh, I did not realize it was the same Goldman. Huh.
It is.
Well, he
wrote the screenplay for next week's movie too.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's won 2 Oscars.
I did not know that was him. That's kind of crazy.
He's one of the few guys who's who's won an Oscar for both writing categories.
Huh.
Yeah, I think I did find it curious
That's
that Robert
cool.
Redford's name was mentioned, but then William Goldman was right after that, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Well, he
that
also
my
wrote
guy?
the novel. He also wrote the novel for Marathon Man, another Hoffman.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So,
I mean, he's a great
It's safe.
novelist.
Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Oh, it's so creepy.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, I mean,
No, that's cool. I didn't realize it was him.
And Redford hired him to write it. Redford was like, "Come write this script."
I mean, he's
Well,
around
my
killer
guess
scripts.
is that it's
Good
from the
Lord.
Butch Cassidy days.
Could be.
Uh,
I mean, yeah. I mean, also, that was George Roy Hill who did that. Yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
Oh, Goldman also wrote the screenplay for Flowers for Algernon too.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of.
Goldman is awesome.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
quite a lot. That's a hell of a career.
Theater, screenwriter, novelist. Yeah, he's done just about all of it.
Bridge Too Far. Hell, man. He fucking wrote the screenplay to Magic.
Yes, he did with Sir Anthony.
Hopkins, yeah.
Yep, that's a good one. I did that for Monster Mondays, but I think we should do that. Maybe
The
consider
Misery
that.
screenplay.
This does feel like a William
Ghost in
Goldman.
the Darkness. Ghost in the Darkness.
Wait, did you like that one?
I love the Ghost in the Darkness. Love it.
That's weird. I thought I mentioned covering it on this show, and you were like, "Ugh, I don't know about that." Maybe
I would
Jeff
do
said
it.
that.
I would do it. I
No,
love
I had not seen that. I mean,
I mean, that's Val Kilmer and Kirk Douglas, man.
Uh-huh.
I think what happened was Mike.
Thank you. Thank
Mikey
you.
Douglas. I think the thing is about that is maybe I didn't see it because I was like, ooh, I don't know. After the I don't know, Dr. Moreau. I don't know if I'm up for a Val Kilmer thriller right now.
I don't know. Val Kilmer's awesome.
It's
Not in Dr. Moreau. Nothing about that movie is awesome.
Oh, there's a lot that's awesome about that movie, but it's all behind the scenes.
Right. Yes.
All right, back to this movie. All the presidents.
I will say also, it's like, this is, we talked about Jason Robards back with the, what was that? Once Upon a Time in the West? Was that? He was the kooky guy in that, right?
Yeah, he's in that. He's in Magnolia.
Yep. But this was,
He's also in Dream a Little Dream. I love that movie.
Exactly, yeah. That was a Corey Brothers movie, wasn't it?
Yes, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Late in his career, not as late as Magnolia, but like 90s, early 90s, he played Mark Twain in a really cute movie called Mark Twain and Me.
He was really good in Parenthood also. But
oh yeah.
But no, I like kind of after this movie, I was like, man, he's really good in this. And I was like kind of reading a little bit. He was a Triple Crown winner of acting. He won a Tony, an Emmy, and an Oscar.
Wow.
That's not many guys do that.
No.
But yeah, anyway, so the stuff that one of the things that kept coming up in my brain bits when I was watching this was, Jason, do you remember just about a year ago from now, we were talking about how neat it is to watch a movie that is legitimately a thriller without there being a guy brandishing a knife chasing after people. Because we were talking about Conclave.
Yeah.
And how there's like legitimate thriller elements to that movie. And it's here in this one too. Because it's like, it's like there is this kind of impending paranoia that's creeping into this movie. And it starts kind of innocently of sorts, because it's like, they call somebody to get information from like the library about what one person that's connected to these burglars might have been looking into or reading about or whatever at the White House library. And then it comes back and it's like, well, I've never heard of this person, in fact. Goodbye. And it's like, it starts off as kind of almost conspiratorial, where like Bernstein's like, somebody got to her. Somebody's,
I mean, that's not even conspiracy. That's real.
No, but the first time that it's mentioned, it's kind of dismissed like that in a sort of way. But then everybody, that's kind of part of the going to the doors and asking and having the doors slammed in their face. It's like eventually you get to the point where the bookkeeper, the most important person one of the two most important people willing to talk to them, and she's not all that willing to talk to them. But
you see the characters are increasingly scared.
Yes.
And they keep mentioning stuff like, and sorry to interrupt, but this context is like good for the movie and the understanding of this stuff. They're increasingly scared, and they're increasingly mentioning they'll see you. And
it's
the guys are like,
lot of days are going to see.
The weathermen are out there watching.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's cool tension, built by just the fact that, and I think future us from now probably read more tension in this than we would have 20 years ago because of the last 20 years.
Sure.
Like, we've been conditioned to feel anxiety over these things and probably expect a guy with a knife to show up in the garage when he's talking to Deep Throat. Right. But it is good tension building. I agree.
Yeah.
Hopefully that added something to that.
That did. But yeah, so it's like the first bit of clue that we're given here. So the five guys are arrested after breaking into the to the headquarters, to the DNC headquarters.
Yes.
The first point of curiosity is that all of them are carrying more money than you would expect them to be carrying.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
One guy's carrying like $800. Everybody else is carrying at least $200. I think that's one thing. It was Jason Robards that talks about that, right? Isn't he the one who's like, hey, look at the money that they're carrying. Isn't that kind of weird?
I think that one of them had already mentioned that, because they also mentioned the fact that the bills were in sequential order.
Yeah.
And they were hundreds.
Yeah, and they were hundreds.
Right.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
sequential. Yeah.
The second point of curiosity is that all of the people have denied a public defender. They all have their own counsel.
Yeah.
Which is curious, because it's like, well, these guys, for all we know, are just criminals who busted into an office to see what they
And
can
they
steal.
haven't even made a phone call.
They have not made a phone, so they didn't call somebody. Somebody showed up and said,
Yes.
I'm representing them.
Yeah.
Third point of curiosity, one of the lawyers connected to him is really slippery around wanting to talk to Woodward when he shows up at the arraignment.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, you already mentioned the fourth point of curiosity is that nobody called the guy in. He just showed up. So what it ended up being was that it's like you have James W. McCord Jr., and then there are 4 Cuban Americans from Miami is who they say they arrested. At least 2 of the guys had things that seemed to point to Howard Hunt, who is Nixon's own special counsel guy.
Yep.
And so that basically is that's everything that Woodward starts off with.
That's the catalyst.
That's the catalyst for him to say, there's a lot going on here. And Bernstein's like, yeah, it's going deep, man. It's like, he's like, none of this is a coincidence to Bernstein.
Right.
And Bernstein keeps like stealing all of the copy that Redford or that Woodward drops off.
Yeah.
And rewrites it.
Yeah.
He's just polishing it up. I'm just fixing it.
The polish it's a little fuzzy.
It's a little fuzzy. Yeah, it's like right here you've got contradictions, which I think is actually kind of an interesting little throwaway line, because a lot of this does try to contradict. Like, that's kind of the part of a conspiracy, right? There's a lot of misdirection.
Yeah.
He's also able to kind of like clarify the story behind it all, right? Like making sure that some of the major players are more upfront and center to the story than like buried in the third paragraph.
Yeah, he says like you get the 3 paragraphs before you mention McCord.
Yeah.
We need to know who he is in the first paragraph. And yeah, but like, yeah, because he mentions this, like, look, you contradict yourself a sentence after this. And it's like, well, no, that is the story, but the contradictions is what turns it into a conspiracy.
That's the kind of quick stuff I'm talking about. Like, that scene informs you about the movie, like you're saying, but it also informs you about the characters.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we didn't need to see the 30 minutes of them showing up house to house. There could have been a quick way to convey.
I agree
that.
But when they do actually settle in onto a house interview, it's very compelling. Especially the one
when they finally get somebody to let them in.
Bernstein and the one finance.
The finance.
Where he's like, I had 20 cups of coffee.
Yeah, and he's like all jittery and like
he's pulling like napkins and stuff out of his pocket.
Where's the
notes?
It's really like this all looks really like good. Crazy Man wrote it. So you'd be crazy too after 20
cups of coffee.
Good stuff.
But yeah, it's the first kind of tense moment that deals with Woodward and Bernstein is when Deep Throat contacts Woodward the first time. And it's basically like, it's like, no, you called my office. No. We're not doing it this way. If you want to talk, stick a red flag in your flower pot on the balcony. Like, that wouldn't be obvious that something weird's going.
All
it's
right.
And then we'll meet. And if I want to talk to you, he was going to leave him a note someplace or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said. But he's the one who basically, first of all, everybody, all conspiracy theorists' favorite term is coined in this movie: follow the money.
Mm-hmm. Which is not in the book at all.
It's not in the book at all, but it's coined in this movie, and QAnon was born. They're like, yeah, fuck yeah, follow the money. And also aliens and weirdos and probably Hispanics. Anyway. But anyway, yeah. So, this guy, Hal Holbrook, which is great that we never see his face.
Yeah.
You only kind of can tell it's Hal Holbrook.
Totally. Voice, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a pretty distinctive guy, but yeah.
Yeah, he's
not as much in 1974.
76. Oh, 76. I think he's. 76. Yeah, I think he's probably a name. But he's certainly trying to get away from Adrienne Barbeau because she just bitches at him all the time, about what he does at the university all the time. So he's like, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna give this guy some deep state secrets here.
Yeah, he'd done a few things. Whoa, he played Mark Twain too. That's wild.
Nice. But yeah, he's not really comfortable.
It's pretty early in his career, though. Pretty early in his career. Magnum Force was the year before this, and a few things. He'd done a few things, but this was a big one for him. Yeah.
But he's not really comfortable with expressly giving details of what he knows.
Julia a few years later as well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But what he will do is he will confirm anything that is brought to him. So he doesn't want to specifically state, what he knows, but he will confirm anything brought to him. Mm-hmm. But there is one thing that he does talk about that becomes the impetus for all of the upcoming investigation, which is CREEP.
Yeah.
The committee to re-elect the president.
Not the Radiohead song.
No, but I imagine Tricky Dick was a bit of a creep too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What was the acronym? What was that? What does it stand for again?
Committee to re-elect the president.
Re-elect the president. Yeah. But
the real acronym is CRP.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, creep. Yeah. It sounds nefarious and it sounds like something that would have a conspiracy around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's all about money that's being funneled into CREEP and how it's being used. That basically Deep Throat, which is the name that Ben Bradley, who's Jason Robards, gives this anonymous source that Woodward has. But he's not 100%. He doesn't 100% buy into what Deep Throat tells them and what they bring to Bradley. But the more and more they uncover, the more and more he realizes this guy does have information. He is a reliable source in the long run. Although that is a pretty good scene. Again, a lot of like thriller elements and action elements are just done in dialogue. But like the whole thing where he asks Woodward and Bernstein, do you really trust this Deep Throat guy? I mean, it's almost an action scene just from him asking a question and they're like, yes, and just confirm, because then that gives it's like, okay, publish this story. And it's like, it leads to things happening just through dialogue and just through confirmation. Mm-hmm. And it's a brilliantly written script, as complex and as, at times,
moves. It really does move. It's like a 2-hour, 20-minute movie, but it honestly doesn't feel that long. I didn't really feel it. It doesn't feel that long. No, it's definitely like fast-paced, other than like Chuck keeps talking about the visiting houses montage, but
it feels like an Altman film a little bit, and it's. I think Altman is that
and how they all talk over each other. Sorry.
Yes, how they all talk over each other. Say something, Jason. I might get you.
No, I was just thinking this is like a Film Seizure episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yes, that does tend to move it along, except for those scenes where in the cars, like, yeah. Sorry, Jason. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I didn't have anything to add.
I
But
thought
yeah,
you were giving me shit about them talking over another.
No, I was
interrupted
doing
you.
the joke, and now we're doing it now.
Yeah.
Like the Robert Altman thing. Yeah.
So one of the things, like, so they start investigating where this money is coming from, and
The New York Times or somebody has picked it up, or the Wall Street
they picked it
Journal.
up first. It was the New York Times. The Times got to it first, which pisses off Bernstein, and he's like, "Well, I'm going to go to Miami." They are doing a independent, or they are doing their own investigation into the 4 Cubans. So I'm going to go to Miami and talk to Ned Beatty.
Yeah.
Who's
Ned Beatty.
Yeah, Ned Beatty's down there investigating guys. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna talk to him and see what he knows. And he's like, I'm not gonna let you name me, but I can give you the photocopies of these checks that we've uncovered. And there are a bunch of large sum checks that are being filtered effectively through it was like a real estate guy that was eventually ending up in Creep. And one of the people in particular is Kenneth Dahlberg, who's a World War II soldier who, he's a real guy. He didn't have anything charged against him or anything like that. I don't know if I don't think he knowingly did anything wrong.
No, I think that's expressed pretty well in the movie too. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, it's like I made contributions. I collected money and I made contributions to.
And I handed it to Sloan or Hunt. Was it Sloan?
It was Sloan.
It was Sloan. Yeah.
I don't know how it ended up in their pockets.
And it was a cashier's check too. So I think that has that can transfer like cash, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know from the bank days, a cashier's check is good anywhere, basically.
Oh, tell us all your bank day stories, Jeff.
So deposit. Yeah, the 4 Cubans showed up and just said deposit. And I'm like, I got you. Yeah. No, but yeah, and he just was saying, it's like, yeah, I collect money to donate to the reelection of the president. I'm not doing anything wrong. I think this is the guy that I'm trying to support. And Sloan is important because Sloan was the treasurer for Creep.
Yep. It's just illustrating the fact that there is actual money collection going on that's legal, and the money is being funneled illegally somewhere else.
Right.
Right?
It's getting to the right people, but where it goes from there gets fuzzy real fast.
And that's like the story we had with Elon investigating his stuff. Whatever you believe about that. I'm not drawing lines on anything, but that's what just recently happened, right?
Yeah.
Where's the government money going? We don't want it going here. This is fraud. Well, is it fraud? It might just be something you don't like or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, and how can Elon Musk truly be independent when he's reliant on all sorts of government grants and
that's a totally
and contracts.
Important point.
Yes.
Tax breaks.
It's all just corruption and plain sight anymore. Like there's
it's calling out corruption as corruption in plain sight, which is fucking wild to me.
Yeah,
but yeah, it just goes unpunished. It's like,
and he's had a hate boner for USAID for a long time because they gave money to South Africa to help.
Yes, and trans people.
Oh yeah,
which is his kid has made him hate. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, killed by the woke mind virus. The famous line that he said.
Fucking woke mind virus.
Anyway,
my god, I kind of have that. I think you guys have it a little more than me. I'm worried about you guys, but I kind of have the woke mind virus.
Well, hey, it's better than the RFK Jr. mind worm. And so I'm.
But we also have Trump derangement syndrome, which means we can't criticize anything that the Trump administration does because we're just deranged fucking individuals that
They have no fucking idea how deep my derangement goes.
You were the
And it
most
ain't just-
deranged
and it's-
person I've ever met.
Exactly. So you can call it whatever you want, but he was not the source of it. But no, so it's like, yeah, like it's around this time where it's like they talk to the old man. The poor old guy is like, he's flustered by this conversation. But I think they honestly believe, and I think it's Woodward that's talking to him, right?
yes, it is.
And Woodward is the
gets tip
conservative, so he kind
from
of
Bernstein.
yeah,
And he's like, we got to get ahead of it. We got to find this guy before the New York Times does. And
and they find him.
Woodward finds him. Yeah.
And then
Finds him
and
in an interesting way too, because one of the file clerks at the Post does a search, can't find any articles or anything about him, but finds a photograph. And in the photograph, the photograph takes place at like somewhere in Minnesota where he's getting an award or something like that. So he pulls the Minnesota phone book and finds him in the Minnesota phone book. It's just good, like, investigative.
it's good work, man.
work.
It's,
The
it's
lady
good
says
journalism.
we've never printed them, but we have a picture of him.
Yeah.
And it has the little, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was receiving some sort of World War II honor.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But yeah, he calls him up and he finds him and he's really empathetic with the guy. And like Woodward was raised conservative. So he's like, because the guy keeps saying, it's like, I believe in what Nixon's doing. It's like, well, I believe what the president's doing too, or whatever. It's like
One guy says I'm a Republican, and he says I'm a Republican too, and Bernstein looks at him like, "What?
What? Yeah. Yeah.
That's good shit."
It is
Yeah,
good shit.
yeah, but but it's how he's able to talk to these people that Bernstein can't really,
Yeah.
Right.
because they've got to talk to all. They got to mostly talk to Republicans, honestly, because they're all working for creep or for something, that's directly tied to Nixon. But yeah, so it's like it's all that really good stuff that that kind of goes on there. And then like when Bernstein calls back, he's like, "Yeah, I just got off the phone with him." He's like, "Hot damn, I'm coming home."
He's like, "I gotta leave." He's like, "Me too. I found him."
Found him.
But yeah, so it's like this is where they essentially discover that there's hundreds of thousands of dollars that's essentially a slush fund within Creep.
At least in a safe.
At least in a safe that nobody has earmarked for anything real. Wink, wink, real.
Right.
And so they first tried to, I think it's Miss Milland is the first person they go to there that says, go away before they see you. And then she says, don't you have any concept of
Loyalty.
Yeah. And yeah, because she turns on a dime and it gets like, woof, these people are fucking sick. Not that we've never seen that around these parts before. But anyway.
But she's also obviously being threatened by someone.
Oh yeah, because Bernstein's like, can't you tell somebody's gotten to these people and has put that idea of loyalty, like into real, tangible, life or death terms, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not long after this that they eventually find the bookkeeper, whose name they don't actually give.
Played by Jason Statham.
Yes. Nominated for Best Supporting Actress, Jason Statham.
In The Bookkeeper.
In The Bookkeeper.
Oh, that's the beekeeper. Sorry.
Oh, and someday either he or The Rock or Vin Diesel is going to be like a buff, like kick-ass, accountant.
I thought our boy Matt Damon's buddy,
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
That's the accountant.
Yeah, he's a bookkeeper.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess.
I've just realized a bookkeeper is an accountant.
I just thought they kept books around. I'm a bookkeeper.
You
of
need a
sorts.
book? I ain't got one.
They just pull it out of a jacket, like a. Oh, look at this!
Yeah,
I got
they
a book.
flash.
Yeah, it's like, which book do you like? And it's like a whole Dewey Decimal System.
I got Catcher in the Rye if you want to kill a rock artist. Sorry.
But yeah, so they Bernstein ends up finding the bookkeeper, sits down with her. She does not really want to talk, but her sister kind of is like, "Oh yeah, you want to talk to my sister?
Yeah, come and get
Come
some
on
coffee.
in." Yeah, it's like, wow, this person knows that her sister is working for some shady people.
Right, because she's been confiding and bitching to her, for lack of better terms, right? And now she's like, okay, there's someone here that could do something about the things you're complaining about. Of course, I'm going to let them in the house.
Yeah.
So you can...
This is also a really good scene because there is tension here with her just kind of like being very careful about how she signals by nodding that what he's saying is correct. Mm-hmm. And providing initials to names that she'll give you, almost like Deep Throat, will give you enough to get you started. You kind of have to do some work on your own too.
Yeah, there's more than just one Deep Throat in this story. Yeah.
But yeah, so she talks about like how there was $350,000 in the safe and a list of 15 people who were to be paid out with the money, and that list got destroyed by the district attorney, wasn't it?
The AG.
The attorney general. No, you're right. The attorney general.
Yeah.
And she thought all of it was legal until G. Gordon Liddy was due a large sum of it.
That guy.
G. Gordon Liddy's an interesting character, man. He is literally a character.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he made a comeback in the public eye, right?
Oh, he became an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a radio station. He was just kind of like a crazy little guy that's like, wow, this guy's kind of entertaining, but crazy. I don't think.
Well, he only recently died 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The way that the lawyer, that guy, fuck, we're going to see him soon in the movie. He's creepy as shit. But the way he described his involvement is kind of how I see G. Gordon Liddy at a higher level. They're just squirrely little fuckers who are making a buck.
Yep.
Not really even thinking about what they're impacting necessarily. They're just trying to...
But if they succeed, they'll make all the money.
Yes.
And so might as well attach yourself to the power, whether it's right or wrong. I mean, I always I could be wrong about this, but my perception, or at least the perception that I think Liddy wanted to sell later was, hey, I was just a regular old Republican who decided to attach myself to power and make a bunch of money when, it's like, well, we see that these days too, but it's like, was he really just a regular old Republican, or was he a mastermind potential criminal who happened to have some really shitty opinions too?
He was in jail for what, like 20 years, I think?
I don't know how long he was in jail. I know that by the early 90s he was in movies.
Okay, so maybe 20 years. Or 15.
I mean, he certainly the big thing that was said was how long was Chuck's trying to figure out how long Liddy was in jail for.
I mean, he was released in 1977. He wasn't.
Oh, so 5 years.
Oh, that or 5 years. 5 years? Damn.
4 or 5 years.
I thought it was longer than that.
I mean, he became like a Rush Limbaugh type.
Yeah, he had a radio show. Yeah. I don't think it was as nutty as Rush Limbaugh, but it was kind of nutty in the G. Gordon Liddy way.
Well, here's a quote from Wikipedia. I can't speak very much to this, so I'm just going to parrot Wikipedia. But he, in 94 and 95, he repeatedly told listeners of his radio program to shoot federal law enforcement officers, giving instructions to aim for their heads. In many of these statements, he referenced shooting in self-defense. After the Oklahoma City bombing, when President Clinton denounced the many loud and angry voices in conservative talk radio, Liddy responded that the head is a difficult target to hit and that he used pictures of the president and Hillary Clinton for target practice. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kooky guy. Kooky guy.
I mean, that's just par for the course anymore.
Right. That's your average YouTuber.
Yeah.
Hey, listen to our episodes on YouTube.
Occasional guest panelist on Fox News Channel.
We're not average YouTubers. We're below average.
Yeah, we're liberals. So they're all below average YouTubers in terms of numbers. Anyhow. Oh boy. Anyhow, so like this, so she's, one of the key things is that it's Liddy is one of the main people that that the Justice Department's going to pin everything on, along with the burglars and I can't remember the other guy. They kept saying the four break-in guys, Liddy and I can't remember who the
Hunt.
Was it Hunt? Yeah. Or McCoy. One
of those.
Yeah, I think it was Hunt or yeah, I think that. No, it wasn't. It was the lawyer. It was the Segretti.
Oh, Segretti.
Yeah. So it's like she's like, she basically drops those names. They have gone to visit the Sloans a couple of times.
Some mom from Family Ties.
Meredith Baxter Burney, man.
And the captain of the Enterprise that Admiral Kirk stole away from him.
Yeah, dad from Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, I think that's as far as we can talk about it.
Yeah, I think we need to stop there.
Oh shit.
We get into some dicey territory.
Right, yeah.
At first, I thought it was number 2 from Austin Powers, but I was wrong about that.
We get into
we
get into some Jared Leto territory.
No.
God, the way the Red Letter Media guys talk about that in the Sean Ayers review fucking kills me. It's perfect. It's so perfect.
So basically, there, it's like Sloan is obviously, this is Hugh W. Sloan Jr. He's obviously unnerved a little bit by what's gone on.
But also, most of the people that have been questioned that are willing to talk have said he's innocent of anything.
Right.
He was
constantly superseded by other people coming in and basically bossing him. So he left. Yeah. And he seems very like,
he's guarded. He's worried. But he's also a kid coming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm letting you get there.
I was like, basically, like, he also seems like repentant too, a little bit. Like he's not happy about anything that happened. And he's he knows he's like complicit in some ways, but he never meant to do what he did. Right. Yeah. And, but yeah, so like that all basically connects the dots that they needed to figure out who they also, I love how they use, one of the other reporters at the, at the Post. You love that? Well, I don't know. What I'm saying is it's like, well, you knew this guy, and it's like, why don't you get a list? And it just shows up. The list just shows up for them. Yeah, she was guilted into it. She had to go have sex with her fucking husband her former
fiance. Who
fiance?
Is that?
Thank you.
Who is that actress? She looks
I couldn't figure it out.
I couldn't figure it out, and I can't find her credit.
It was not Meredith Baxter Burney. I know that.
No, definitely not.
It was wasn't it Lindsay Krause?
Let me see, Krause. Maybe.
She was in a bunch of, she was married to David Mamet.
She was in Slapshot.
But
she's in House of Games. That's it. David Mamet. Yep. That's the connection.
She was married to him.
That's 100% who I'm thinking of. Yep. Thank you. Gotcha. God, that's been driving me crazy.
But this is the second time in the movie where Bob Woodford, as the more ethical guy, says something that kind of guilts a character into doing something by just being the good guy. Well, yeah, it's like, let's just leave her alone, walk away. This is over. Over. And Bernstein's like, what are you doing? We almost got her to say yeah. And it's like, no. Yeah, and it basically, like it misdirects her into just doing what like they ask. I'm letting this nice guy down kind of routine almost. Yeah. Now the other person though that they get into
Sally, the other character who ends up having a drink with a married man that like had a bunch of information that she was able to get from that woman she was fine with that. She was like, "What's the big deal about you coming over for a drink?" You know,
that was a senator, wasn't it? I think it was
something like that. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, it's like, well, they can't print and it's like, idiot, you're on the phone. Like all these people are idiots that they're on the phone with. Like, you don't think that they can't also get that audio from you? You know, it's like, yeah, but no, Sally took it like a champ. She's like, "What's wrong with you coming over for a drink?" She was a little less worried about hurting somebody that she knew.
Well, it shows. Yeah, I'll just shut up. Keep going.
No, go ahead. No,
I don't want to say this, so I'm just going to let it go.
Well, I think she saw it as this is something that needs to be. We need to get to the bottom of what
she has less scruples about doing the wrong thing to get what she needs than the other girl did.
Sure. Well, and I will say this, like, I understand where the other girl was coming from too, because it's like, these are people I care about. I don't want to hurt the people that I care about. And that's when Redford like pulled, Hoffman away. It's like, this is over. It's like, we're done. Yeah. But and it's like it's Bernstein that goes out to California to talk to Segretti, right?
Yes, Hoffman, Bernstein.
Yeah, so he goes out to talk to Segretti, who they end up finding out was effectively this lawyer who basically hopped around from one primary to the next to basically get rid of
he went to college with all the guys. He went to college with all the guys. He was friends with whatever name, I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. Who brought in all these lawyers and did the rat fucking with. And
he was like
I'm going to get disbarred for doing shit that like I did worse shit in college to get my friend elected as a president of the college class or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, that kind of like nail in coffin a little bit, but they still don't have the fifth name, right? They have four names. They don't have the fifth name. And they have a plan to get it next, I think.
Yeah, so they go back to the bookkeeper, and like this is Woodward basically coming up with the plan of
you say M, and he said no, M is Murdoch or whatever it is, and then I'll be like, say the next letter and hope she blurts it out is basically the plan,
right? And she's a lot more squirrely this time.
Yeah, because she's on her back porch.
Yeah,
and she's worried that they'll see her.
Yeah, talking. And this is also when she says at this point that their lives may be in danger.
Well,
she and Deep Throat both basically make that a little bit more clear and more or less back-to-back scenes. But one of the other, it's the White House chief of staff that's also key in this. This is Haldeman.
Yep.
Sloan doesn't like him. And I also don't think
the bookkeeper says if you can put Haldeman away, that would be beautiful.
No, that was Mitchell.
It was Mitchell. My bad.
John Mitchell was her boss. John Mitchell and Haldeman. Yeah, movie. I know. There's so many names. It's like I feel like I'm putting together a murder wall with a bunch of string.
Well, it does make you feel like they probably felt.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's like, okay, wait. So this person did that. It's like, well, no. That person did this. But no, Haldeman and Mitchell were two of the key people that both the bookkeeper and Sloan didn't like.
Yes, and they were money handlers.
Yes, and Sloan wants to name Haldeman, but he is never asked about him when he is brought in on subpoena.
And then when they call him, he says John Haldeman. Is that him they call?
No, that's somebody else that they call.
Maybe the FBI guy.
Yeah. And he said, well, but he said, John, that's not good. And it's like, there's only one Haldeman in the story.
Right. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, let's make a little bit of a change. But so it's, but yeah, so it's like, this is, it's around this time where Deep Throat's like, it's like everybody is involved with this. And the intelligence community is really the scary ones that, because it's like they have, if you think you have a lot, they've got it all and they may be motivated to keep it all hush hush. Or at least that's the impression that I got.
That's the paranoia that people have now is like everything anyone can discover, the intelligence community already knows. And it's whether they want to use it for something or not.
Right.
Right? Like whoever's in the Epstein files, everyone knows in that community. And it's whether they want to use it for something.
And what could they potentially gain from them if they leaned on them with it?
Well, I'm sure there's constant leaning on those people right now, which is why once we get the list, like the advantage is over.
Yeah.
For those people that have it.
It's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, really that's the whole. And I think there's people like to be in this class war, however you want to say it, and believe that there aren't people from both sides on that list is insane.
And you know what?
Like Clinton and Trump are on it, right? Like assume.
Yeah, we know, and I'm fine. It's like I'm fine with throwing away Bill Clinton if we get everybody else. I'm fine with that.
I want to fucking throw everyone out.
Yeah, throw. Yeah.
I mean,
like that is not a bipartisan.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not a bipartisan issue.
Not at all.
Sometimes I get weird in the terminology. That means both sides are. Yeah.
Yes, bipartisan is both sides. Yeah. But yeah, so so it's around this time where they go ahead and start publishing the information about Haldeman, to which because they get some information on the phone, they've got some information from Sloan, they've got information from Deep Throat. They put all of it together, and they release the story basically saying that that there was a cover up and that Haldeman is part of it.
They named all the names.
Basically, they name all the names that are part of this cover up and what the goal was.
They pushed the proverbial snowball off the mountain. Right. And then
and it's all gathered. It all gathered everything. Yeah.
Yes.
And to which Ben Bradley's like, okay, go ahead and publish it. Because like they call him out of some sort of a black tie event because he's there in a tux, and it's like late at night, and it's like, okay, go ahead, let's get it ready for the morning edition. It's like, it's like I don't like trusting anybody, but I know when to trust at the right time, basically.
Yeah, he's like, go rest up. We have a fight ahead of us, and I'm guessing that's a legal battle, or something to prove their sources or whatever. Because the unfortunate thing about this movie and why I didn't even rate it yet, but I'd drop a star because it just ends.
Well, yeah, because like
I get the creative reason for it, but I don't understand why I can't know what happened if you're telling the story of Watergate. Like,
well, I think the other thing is, because the first thing that happens is that when they release this story, the first thing in the morning, Haldeman calls them out on the TV, and basically it's like, yeah, these people are motivated. They're obviously Democratic sympathizers, basically. They are not. They are not
earlier.
No, it's the very next morning from the late night that they published the information about Haldeman.
Oh, okay. So they haven't met Deep Throat the second time yet?
Well, it's at this point that Bradley has to say, it's like, do you really trust this Deep Throat character?
But
that's when they say yes, and then he goes back and he meets him one last time.
Okay.
And then he disappears because they see the car drive off and they don't know if that's somebody. And then he goes to Bernstein's house and like turns on the radio, and it's like does all of the typing on on the typewriter to say basically they're not safe.
So
But
there's
yeah, so
another
it's
story that comes out after that.
yes, so it's after that where they basically, because they go back to Sloan, who's like, I was ready to say Haldeman, but the committee
said
never
that
asked
earlier,
me.
so I was
Right, but yeah, so it's like it's at this point where he's like, I was ready to name all the names, and they didn't ask about the most important person on that list, which was the chief of staff. So
Cover up.
right,
But then
So-
they go back to Bradley again, and that's when he's in his pajamas, I think, at that
yeah,
point.
they go back
to his
late at
house.
night, and it's like I met with the, it's like this is what Sloan said on the way to the hospital to visit his wife, which they congratulated. That was kind of nice. It's like, hey, you just had a kid, huh? Congratulations. And they like shake his hand and send him on his way. But they got what they needed from him, which was he was never asked the person that he was
they got
ready
the
to throw in
fifth
the
confirmation.
yeah, they got the confirmation that they needed, and they go and they Redford goes to see Deep Throat, tells him he's in danger. He goes to
Bradley.
Bernstein. They go to Bradley, pull him outside, saying we're probably all wiretapped. And it's at this point, it's like, okay, well, the story's there. And the very next,
When it ends like a
and that's it's like they're ready to, they're typing away as Nixon's being inaugurated. And yeah, in reality, it's like it was because there was a lot of information, there was a lot of things that was being held back until after the inauguration to basically make it harder to get like to try to point any fingers at. I know there was like a whole subplot there where it's like some things that the Justice Department's not going to move towards until after the inauguration.
So I have to clarify something then, because earlier when I was talking, I said their last effort would be this typing they're doing at the end. That's their last real move in this story, is the story they're writing now with the fifth name. And once that gets out there, like everything else is like
It's dominoes at that point. Yeah.
They are not really doing anything else after that story.
Yeah, no, I mean they're keeping up with stuff, but yeah, it's like once they release that after January 20th, 1973, that's when all of the other investigations, all of the other stuff that ends up happening that leads to a year and a half later when Nixon is forced out. I always liked that they said that, it's like, I think it was like August 7th, Nixon says he won't quit. And then August 9th, he quits. It's like,
and he's like, I'm not a crook. That's the I'm not a crook speech, right?
Yeah, it's August 7th. It takes 2 days for somebody to get to him. It probably, well, honestly, it's probably Gerald Ford, who's like, we gotta do something about this.
Or they maybe they learned who Deep Throat was, and they're like, okay, this guy actually knows, which is a fun mystery. Like there's pretty much a confirmed person, but
oh yeah, that was a few years ago. The guy came out and said,
but he waited until Woodward died to say
Bernstein and Woodward's still alive.
Yeah.
Woodward just wrote a book about Trump.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Woodward is still alive.
He
So
basically waited until after everybody in the Nixon
Okay.
White House. But
My
yeah,
bad.
he came out and said and then Woodward confirmed it, even though Woodward said he wouldn't confirm it until Deep Throat died. But then confirmed it when Deep Throat himself came out.
My bad.
Yeah.
I got confused there.
Yeah. So it was
Mark Felt.
Mark Felt. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Like, I wish this movie slowed down at times and used those moments of meandering. Well, that's kind of I'm kind of contradicting myself. But the moments of meandering used to explain what's happening would have been kind of cool. Like, be a little more informative, because it's an investigative movie. I want to be informed about the investigation, not just put in and if the idea from Pakula or Pacula, whatever his name is to make me feel like the actors, I get that, or feel like the real people that were in the story, I get that, but there should have been way more explanation of what was happening.
I mean, I think this is, I mean, it says it right here when it talks about like what Ebert actually said, which is this is probably the closest it will ever be in terms of film to show what it really is like to be a journalist uncovering things.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess that is where I was kind of feeling like the realism of it, that does feel like we don't like, and I guess it also is beneficial to a certain extent that it really is a difficult story because there's so many names.
When they have revelations, we don't really understand what those revelations are. Even if we are feeling their pain about uncovering stuff, maybe I'm just stupid.
Well, I mean, and it could also be that we're 50 years removed from what happened. Like some of these names might have been more aha to us in 1976,
sure.
Especially after the story came out. I mean, like this movie is trading off the idea that people read the story as it came out and understood why Nixon stepped down.
Only 48% of people would have known it then, or watched.
I still think, like, what do you want? You want a deep dive onto every single person that they're.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna.
No. Just an explanation
20 hours long.
No, just. You even said it was confusing.
Yes,
you wanted more information
because it's a lot of names, and I think that's where you just got to do. You just got to get into it yourself. If you got to create your own context.
No, I don't even care about the names. Sometimes I don't even know what they discovered.
Oh no, I didn't have any trouble following the investigation. It just comes at you so fast, and there's so many names, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, I mean, the names are one thing. But
I didn't really necessarily have trouble with the structure or how they told the story. It's just a complicated story in general. Yeah. I mean, it's a conspiracy of dozens, maybe even 50 people.
Yeah. It's I mean, I will say that, I mean, like obviously there are other historical events that, while there are complicated elements about it, like exactly what started World War I is a complicated history, but like the story itself is like it's a little bit more straightforward if you just are talking about, like if you're the teacher in high school talking about World War I, after you get past that initial flashpoint, it gets a little easier to say, okay, in this year this happened, or whatever.
I think there's also a commercial aspect to this too. I mean, Woodward and Bernstein have a fucking book out that they would love to sell more copies of.
Sure.
You want the rest of the story? Pick up the book,
Pick up the Bantam book. Yeah, to read the adaptation or whatever, right. But the
most devastating detective story of this century.
I mean, I do think that what's interesting about it is the process of the investigation itself. The performances are all really good. I think, like I said, I was really drawn in by how sometimes scenes of dialogue could have action or thriller elements to it. Mm-hmm. I think the one thing that, like why it's a 4.5 for me and not a 5 is I'm no better informed about the exact reasons behind why it led to Watergate. Like, I understand that there was a process. I understand the rat fucking that had gone on for at least a few years before, if not decades. I understand, but they don't really stick on that very long. So it's like, it just moves on to, well, yeah, they were looking to fuck about here. And yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, Jeff, I think that in 1976 when the movie came out, not a lot of that was even well known. Like we knew like the crime was committed. We knew what happened and why it was bad and the corruption. But a lot of the motivations, a lot of the why the people did the things they did, they weren't talking about that. They had no reason to give details. Like even there's the famous Frost Nixon interviews where he's trying to pin him down on it. He's dodging it even then, right? Mm-hmm. So I just don't think it's really that information,
which isn't even mentioned in this movie.
Well, when were the Frost Nixon interviews?
A couple of years after, I guess. They did.
That's what I would think it would be after he was.
They were 1977, so it was after.
So after he was already pardoned by Ford and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess what I would have liked is a denouement in this movie to let us know what we don't know and what we know at the time.
I just
would
think
be
it's
nice.
it's so in the moment, though, right?
It is, and I get the perspective of like, well, Woodward and Bernstein are done here, so let's end the movie. Like, they don't do much after this. It's all the ball rolling down the hill. But I get your, I know you're not defending it necessarily, but your defense of what we're saying. But yeah, I wish there was just a little bit more of an understanding of what was known and not known, I guess, at the time. Still a good movie. It's like, it's an interesting watch regardless. It's fun. Even like sometimes you catch your breath in the meandering because it is so kind of woo all the time. And you're trying to be like you said, Jason, I can't even take notes unless I type like Robert Redford. But
I will say,
but well, real quick, Jeff. The other thing I think to this point is there's a journalistic aspect to this movie, right? It's not editorial. It's not it's really
presenting the
trying
information.
To read between
that's
the
what I'm
lines.
saying about it ending with them, like doing their.
But I mean, it's just the facts, ma'am, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you can pick it up from here.
I will say a couple of things from my notes here. When they're sitting in that McDonald's talking about Haldeman, I wrote the note that's, look at that beautiful fucking McDonald's. So brown, so inviting, I want to eat there. I miss the old McDonald's.
I love the red desks at the Washington Post.
Oh, yeah, that was cool,
Those
too.
are great. Those are beautiful.
Oh, all the 70s aesthetic there. Oh, my God, that was beautiful. But
I have a note on McDonald's before you.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I went to New Buffalo a couple weeks ago because we were looking for a car for Stephanie. The first time I can remember having like 1980s McDonald's fries in fucking ages.
Wait, where did you go?
New Buffalo.
Where's New Buffalo?
In Michigan, of all places.
You've probably been there, Jason.
Probably.
It's just north of South Bend, or like northeast of South Bend.
Okay.
It's on the lake.
They were hot and salty and delicious, and I'm like, this reminds me of my childhood. I
can get some pretty good hot and salty fries at mine.
So you didn't go to the best Wendy's then?
No, we did not.
Bummer.
I wish
you didn't go to the Hero House in Elkhart?
No, but there really is.
Or the Hero Museum?
On the way from South Bend, there is a Wendy's that like legit makes picture perfect, like ad perfect to burgers.
It's true.
Fries.
It's all fresh and hot. It's all
God, it's so good.
It's so good.
Very nice.
Sorry, Jeff.
No, that's fine. This does have one absolutely excellent voiceover when they're on their way to the Sloans, I think. And they say all these neat little houses and all these nice little streets. It's hard to believe that something's wrong in some of those little houses.
No, it isn't.
And it's Redford who says,
yeah,
no, it isn't. And it's like, wow, he knows the secrets inside the conservative households. It's like, that's fantastic. That's a fantastic really exchange. Because it is, I think that is part, that is the one editorial part of this movie, right? Because it's the idea that this information coming out shatters the American power.
It looks good on the outside, man.
And it's rotten in the middle. Yep. And that has been something that I think America has done a really, really good job of making sure that we look nice and strong and powerful and perfect on the outside. And then you get here and it's not as powerful or as strong as we say.
Whatever, Jeff. We picked up $31 billion in tariff money. This nation is rich again.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm expecting my check. My check should be in the mail. I'm going to go and check it when we're done.
Actually, you're paying it, buddy.
And we're paying it right back to the farmers that we've rat fucked.
Right.
No, we're paying it to Argentina for beef.
Oh, and them
Yeah,
too.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Farmers.
Yeah, we're gonna buy their beef. Oh my god.
Well, that guy who runs
Burger brought to you
Argentina.
by Argentina.
That guy who runs Argentina looks like he fucks rats. How else you get that?
Whoa, Jeff, stop with the
Allegedly
allegedly.
fucking those
Thank
rats.
you. Thank you.
The best Wendy's.
I'm
in
learning,
America,
Chuck. I'm learning.
The best Wendy's in America is in Rochester, Indiana. Just FYI.
Thank you. You said something else.
No,
Did you?
No,
say
he said Rochester. I thought he was talking about New York.
No,
okay.
Rochester, Indiana. It's about a 90-minute drive north of Indianapolis on US 31.
I've provided feedback to Wendy's directly about
Yes,
that. But like,
yes.
I do not do that
You
shit.
tweeted it.
I was like, that fucking place knows what's up.
It's been a minute since we've been there. Hopefully, it's still as good.
Hey, Mr. Dave Thomas, tell us what's what.
Yeah.
Why is it not every place else like this? I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard to talk about this movie because it is so dense. And I mean, I would recommend watching it if you want a lens into what it was like in the 70s in this
It's a
country.
newsroom. It's a newsroom.
It's newsroom stuff. It's a dying idea of this kind of true journalism coming out of a smoky. I mean, Dustin Hoffman's smoking all of the cigarettes.
Is there any place you
Is there
don't
a place you
smoke?
don't smoke?
Right.
It would make a really good double feature with Spotlight if you're looking for more of that vibe.
Yeah.
And Spotlight is kind of a more contemporary, All the President's Men, but the target is the Catholic Church.
All the Catholic priestmen.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all the Pope's men. I mean,
All the Pope's boys.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway.
Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Oof.
No, they rat fucked Dumpty Dumpty, all the pieces.
Yeah. I called him Cumpty Dumpty.
Well, that's after the rat fucking.
Yeah,
like, what else is going to be
yes.
happening there? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Man, for all of you Agophiles.
Set a record for the number of times that rat fucking was said.
I mean, yeah. We didn't even say follow the money. At least you guys probably
did.
did
You
while
were
I was in the bathroom.
Yeah, we did.
But that was invented by James Goldman.
We mentioned
or William.
Yeah, we said that QAnon was born that day that this movie came out.
Is there
Anyway.
adrenochrome in this movie?
Oh, that's the well. You got to follow the money to get to the adrenochrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
No, wait. We need to go back to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas to talk about.
I was thinking that when I said it.
I think this is, like I was saying, this is a good historical. And Jason, I agree with you. There's not that editorial fat to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, except for the one line where Robert Redford knows that there's rot in those houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I think I would settle like just below a 4 for
fine.
this. But I mean, I enjoyed watching it. I was never bored. So,
Well,
good stuff.
I'm always up for Dustin Hoffman in this era being fucking insane.
he's a little more reserved than I expected.
But when you first
Here.
meet him, he's a little kooky. He's a little kooky the first time. But yeah.
The scene with him and the guy in Miami, and the scene with
Oh, yeah.
the woman in the 20 cups of coffee. Those two scenes alone are just like fucking incredible performances.
Yeah, he's
Neither
great.
Hoffman nor Redford were nominated for an Oscar for this.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, Hoffman's going to get his a couple years later, but Redford was only ever nominated for Best Actor once, ever.
For what?
I think he's just a
Sting.
good
The Sting,
actor.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. I think he's like Tom Cruise. He was a money-making, good
Yeah.
and good-looking, good star. He was the leading man of that era.
He's also
It does not surprise me that he's not like a best picture or best actor nominee guy.
But
Sorry,
he was the
Jason.
best director winner. So
he's also just he does it all, right? He's kind of like Warren Beatty,
yeah,
right?
he's a lot like Warren Beatty. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be the producer, writer, director.
And that's
wonder.
fucking more admirable to me.
I would sincerely ask like I would like to go back in time and ask some of like the contemporary critics of the time. It's like, who is better at all of that stuff? Is it Beatty because he got all the nominations?
I think
or
it's
is
Beatty.
it Redford? And Redford made some really good movies. But yeah, I kind of tend to agree. I think Beatty made better movies.
Beatty,
It'd be interesting to go. I think that it would be interesting.
and then you have Clint Eastwood later, right?
Clint Eastwood later, who's a great director. Yeah.
Fuck Clint Eastwood, but yeah.
Redford, yeah, it is. I think Redford was more well liked in Hollywood than Beatty.
Well, he certainly is the hero to the independent.
Yes, that
set.
as well.
So
As well, like, well, who has the better legacy would be an interesting conversation. Maybe
That's fair.
Maybe a Film Seizure.
ooh,
special at some point.
let's do a who would win in a fight episode.
Celebrity grudge match.
Yeah, a celebrity grudge match. Yeah.
I just think it would be interesting to legacy.
I mean, I know the
toe-to-toe.
first person or the first thing they would do when they step into the ring. Both Beatty and Redford would give a wedgie to Woody Allen, and then get rid of, like, shove him in a locker, and then they fight. That would be that's my headcanon of what's happening. Anyway, I don't know. I think any last words here. I think we're pretty much. I think we're typing up the story that's going to end Film Seizure.
We haven't even made it to episode 500 yet. We got to wait.
Oh no! I mean, there's still more story after this. It's just the snowball is rolling down the hill.
Okay.
Has been since episode 1.
I don't even know if you pushed it off the hill on episode 1. Sorry. Cheap shot there.
No, I think we pushed it off the hill once you joined us, Jack.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That was nice. I said something mean and you said something nice.
Well, I didn't mean it nice. You just misconstrued what I was saying.
I have nothing else to say other than what's next week.
Butch. Yes, we got Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Butch.
I killed Chuck.
Chuck's dead. He's dead. Butch.
You're making me snork. Okay.
Snork. Okay. Yeah, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. This is the only we covered the Sting. Maybe we'll revisit that someday because Chuck would like to talk about that, and I would sure like to see it again. But this is the other Redford Newman project, so might as well do that one. So that is next week. Famously given a bad review by Gene Siskel in one of his very first reviews for when he got hired on.
Interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, there's some things about it.
Well, his editor is like, "Are you sure?" Because it's getting good reviews elsewhere. Yeah.
You really want to come out strong like this?
Right, yeah, exactly.
He was the first hot take reviewer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dance at the ball, really?
Well, I mean, that's fair to say about Gene Siskel and Pauline Kael had some hot takes in their careers.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, Pauline Kael hated Kubrick. Like,
yes, she did.
Right. Films that no one else was championing too. So it's
absolutely. They both did. They both did that very well.
Yep.
Anyway, so November 12th. That's next week. Go to filmseizure.com. That's where you'll find all the places you can follow us, where you can subscribe to see what we have on tap, where we have been published in the various different podcast places, and what have you. This upcoming Monday, another 1976 film on Monster Mondays at filmseizure.com. Care to take a guess what I might talk about from 1976? Jason, it looked like you were thinking.
No, I was rubbing my eyes.
Okay.
Monster Mondays. No, I don't know.
The Omen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good shit there.
Did you do it for Damien?
Well, yeah, and also for that beheading that happens with the sheet of glass. That's some pretty good shit.
It's fucking awesome.
It's some pretty good shit.
Iron,
right into Patrick Troughton. Yeah, he didn't regenerate that time.
Yeah,
that second Doctor's dead. Anyway,
starring Atticus Finch.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
It is good stuff.
So go to filmseizure.com on Monday the 10th to get that episode of Monster Mondays. Then come back 2 days later for our Butch. Butch. This upcoming Friday at my website, bmovieeinema.com, I have 1990s Sinjanor, which is a sequel to 1980s Scared to Death. At least the Sinjanor is a cool creature. I'll say that. So,
Got a kick-ass dragon.
oh, it's got a kick-ass dragon for sure. Yeah. All right. Until then, I am Jeff Arbuckle.
I'm Chuckula.
I am Deep Throat 2. The bitch is back. And you have been listening to Film Seizure.